don't think it could be a real date with me. Oh my god. I just got friend zoned, didn't I? Hello Aromas, this is Aromie here. Welcome back to our life. We're here on the very last DLC of step 2, which is Swori. I don't know if I'm saying that word correctly. You'd while away in the morning, doing whatever struck your fancy, and now you were recharging with lunch. With nothing on the horizon, you were free to spend as much or as little time on your plate as you wanted. It was while you were thinking on all the possibilities for your afternoon that your mom's approached you.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Are you guys gonna force me to go somewhere? You okay? Mouthful, you nodded in reply to your surprise. They both sat with you at the table. Based on the time, you had wondered if they were joining you for a meal, but neither of them brought anything. Great, we wanted to have a little chat with you. Oh no. No qualifier, little did nothing to downplay the situation. You're chewing slow as your eyes widen, looking from one parent to the other. Anything that required both of them to talk to you must be something big. It was unsettling, you perked up, your mind full of exciting possibilities. Irritated at the interruption, you groaned. It was unsettling. You didn't like being the only one not knowing what was going on. Stomach churning, you waited for them to fill you in. Don't look so worried, it's nothing scary, promise. There's a soiree at the Cypress tomorrow night. Your mom and I are going. The Cypress was the country club your moms were a part of, and where Elizabeth played golf. It seemed like every other month they had some event or another, all with fancy names like soiree. Soiree? Drawing on your lip, you wonder what this had to do with you. Mom chuckled at your poorly concealed reaction. Leaning in, Mom took your hand and squeezed it. We've decided to make the night a bit special. Elizabeth is going to be allowed to stay home fully alone for the first time. What about me? Why am I being dragged?
Sorry.
You'll still be coming to the party with us. It's Elizabeth's night to party with no family around, not yours. Sorry, you've got to wait a couple more years. That's not fair. You're disappointed by the news. Alright, I can go. What's this worry? I mean... What is it gonna be like? Or is Cove gonna be there? If so, I'll be okay. The usual, mostly. We want to make it a special night for you too, so we've got something a little extra planned. I mean, I feel like our parents are just like forcing us onto it. Like they have plans, like a way to wean me in to be okay with the situation. That was unexpected. Interested, you listened. Your parents shared a look across the table. You cleared your throat, reminding them that you were waiting. They couldn't keep dropping such hints and then turned coy when the conversation was about to get good.
Well,
since it's a pretty fancy party that's still chaperoned, and attendees are allowed to bring a guest, we thought it might be a nice opportunity for you to invite someone yourself as a date, if you want. You want me to ask Hope? Your eyes widened as the words sunk in. Your mouth continued, and it was a struggle to keep up. Even though we'll be at the party too, you don't need to worry about us getting in your way. You'll be free to eat, dance, and enjoy the music as you see fit, but no leaving the property. Ma nodded at Mom's interjection.
isn't that great?
As long as you don't leave the party, and if you'd rather bring just a friend, that's a-okay too. I like how they're like, you can bring a date or a friend. Does that mean I don't have to bring Cove? I feel like that's weird. Because this is Cove's thing. It's amazing how disappointed you didn't even know how to react. No, that's amazing. I don't want to use the word dragging Cove, but we're dragging Cove. You must have lit up because your parents shared an amused look again.
Don't worry about it.
The soiree is until tomorrow, so you've got time. Just let us know your plans before you were heading out. And that's all. We'll leave you to your lunch now. Your moms rose from their chairs in unison, disappearing to another part of the house. You barely noticed their departure. All you could think of was what had just happened. The remnants of your lunch stared up at you from your plate. You felt that you could finish eating. You had lost your appetite. You were glad to go back to eating. I think I would still eat to distract my mind a bit. The conversation had taken your mind off the meal, but you opted to try to eat a little more. You picked at the plate for a little while longer. Even though you'd relocated to your bedroom, your head was stuck on the conversation that had unfolded at the dining table downstairs. You knew that having someone come as a friend would be best. You wanted it to be a date. You didn't want to bring anyone. It was too soon to pick. I wanted it to be a date. This prospect of having your first date made it impossible to sit still. You couldn't help but jiggle your foot as you laid on your bed contemplating the possibility. I only have one candidate anyway. It's like Derek. Is it Derek? Is that his name? Well, fuck. Then that night being a date would mean actually asking someone out. The little you knew that... Oh shit, wait, did I want to do that? Because usually I would like the other person to ask me out. But, I mean... It's fine. It's not like I'm asking them to go out with me. The little you knew that came from what you see on TV and movies and what you heard about from kids at school. Your moms hadn't even entertained the idea of you dating until now. You went over possible words and phrases in your head, setting up scenarios and segs before tearing them down, trying something else. Sighing, you shifted position. I don't even know why I said this. Literally about the whole asking date thing out when I was the one to ask Tyler out as my boyfriend. I don't know why that slipped out of my head. I'm bold out here without remembering that I am bold. A flock of birds caught your eye and led your gaze as they crossed the sky. You watched your birds grow smaller and less distinct until they disappeared from sight. Like the snap of a hypnotist's fingers, you were released from the trance and left with a goal of your own. You were going to go take a walk. You ambled through the familiar streets of your neighborhood, picking your path at whim. It was as quiet as ever, with tourists choosing to congregate in the shopping area near the beach rather than venture into the sleepy residential zones. You continued down the road and soon found yourself at the shore. The fresh, salty air hit you first, rolling to meet you over the grassy dunes that tickled your legs, followed by the familiar view of the sea stretching out across the horizon. It came to a halt. A lone figure was standing in the ocean, the water reaching up to his knees. Though he had his back to you recognized the familiar silhouette as Cove's. It made sense that you'd find him here. He always was in his element by the sea. You had no idea if he heard your arrival or if it was a coincidence, but he looked over his shoulder. Your eyes met. You smiled, waved him over, you called out, you headed closer. I would smile. The expression came as naturally as the rising tide. Seeing Cove was an easy way to lift one's mood. Cove grinned at you from over his shoulder before turning around to wade back to the shore.
Michiko.
They didn't tell me you didn't have a shirt. And you called out my name too. Oh my god, they're just here to attack. What are you doing? What are you up to? Minding my own business. Keeping my eyes away. My moms are taking me to a I don't fucking know, a dance tomorrow at their country club. A soiree? I feel like a soiree sounds exciting. Dude, it's so hard to not look at his chest. I'm trying to look respectfully. Cole tried to show a level of enthusiasm, keeping his grin pinned in place, but you could tell that he held no envy towards your plans. You're coming too! Will you come with me? You don't have to come if you don't want to. I'm attending by myself. Should we say we're going by ourselves to make him ask if he can come? Like we're planting it. We're planning the trap. So I don't have to directly ask him. I'm tending by myself. Elizabeth is staying home. My mom's will be there, but I don't need to hang around them if I don't want to. Hey, that's a big thing for them to let you do. I hope it's fun. It just whizzed past his brain. The strain I got from his smile, which was back to being genuine. Thanks for letting me know you're not going to be around tomorrow. No problem, you can... Oh my god, this is not going where I wanted to go. You know what, let's continue on. Maybe he'll surprise us and be there. I don't fucking know. This is what I get for playing hard to get. Whatever, we're going. Maybe I'll see someone there. Forget about a cove. You can get back to what you're doing now. I can tell you're real busy. That's right, the ocean isn't going to swim in itself. Someone has to do it. Fuck, really? Shaking your head, you waved Cove off as he crossed down the shore. And then you began to head back home, feeling good that you had settled your plans for tomorrow. Oh my god, am I really going by myself? I set myself up for failure. He crossed the threshold of your house. I'm really praying that he's just gonna randomly be there. Because if not, we're going back. But I do want to see how this plays out. You crossed the threshold of your house as alone as when you'd you'd first set out. You considered the available options, limited as they were, and hadn't felt right about any of them attending tomorrow's event with you. At the sound of the door opening, your mom popped her head into the hall.
How are you?
How's it going? I was thinking about what you and Ma said about the soiree tomorrow. There isn't really anybody I want to take. Really? Your mom seemed fazed by your decision, nodding as you came to join her in the living room. You dropped onto the sofa, comforted by the cushions that pressed into you. Oh, that's fine. There's gonna be plenty to do at the party anyway, so it'll be a good time for you, just the three of us. No need to push yourself into going with anyone you don't want to. That's not what I want. Okay. I guess Cove is just as idiotic as I am. And needs to be told. Alright, will you come with me? You can bring someone? I guess I never clarified that. My mom said it was okay for someone to come along. You watched him process the offer, his eyes becoming far away for just a moment before he broke into a smile. Sure, I'll come. That's great, thanks. You breathed a sigh of relief. It could be a date. Should I say that? Should I say it could be a date? It could be a date. If you want. Cove laughed, brushing his hair from his face. When he didn't join in or continue the joke, he cocked his head. I guess I play these jokes all the time. What? You're not serious, right? Like, he's always asking if I'm serious. Maybe I'm goofing too much. Maybe I need to tone down the goofs. Parents also said I can have a real date for the first time at the soiree tomorrow. I don't think it could be a real date with me. Oh my god. I just got friend zoned, didn't I? What if it was a practice date? That's true. That's not true. We're not doing that. I'm gonna say practice date. Is that something you're supposed to practice? I don't know. But wouldn't it be a good idea to try out a date with someone you're friends with before going out with someone you actually like that way? He rubbed an arm.
Maybe?
But what I would do differently to make... What would I do differently to make it a date? Would I need to buy you flowers or something? Sneering, imagine Cove turning up with a huge bouquet of flowers and his hair slicked back. If that's what you want to do, I won't stop it. So I just need to go and we'll say it's a date. I don't know if this is any better. Yeah. Well, alright, we can try it. Only for you, Michiko. Ah, thanks. Joke's on you, I'm counting this as our first date. You smiled widely. This is going to be a pretty special night after all. You clapped your hands together, ready to share the resolution with your parents. Can you come to my house right now so we can let my mom know the plan? No problem. Oh, he spoils us so much. Literally spoils us so much. Cove went to where he discarded his things in the sand, tugging his shirt over his head and slipping on a pair of shoes before joining you and setting off home. Let's say if you step inside the front of your house, door of your house. You're in the proximity you'd had growing up. It was an action you'd taken together countless times, and you thought yourself lucky to have such a great friend living close by. At the sound of the door opening, your mom poked her head into the hall.
Hello.
Ah, Cove, it's you! What a surprise! She chuckled at her own joke. Cove was always there, and she knew how close the two of you were. Bringing anyone other than him back would have been an actual surprise. Oh, wait until we get this other contender then. Hi, Miss Melody. It's nice to see you. So I take it Cove's going to be our guest tomorrow, right? Yep.
So?
And is it a date? Her voice is light, teasing and it was painful.
Yes.
It's okay. It's alright. This will be a funny story to laugh off in the future, I guess. Mom arched an eyebrow at the vague agreement. Mom, it's a practice date. Cole became more sheepish about it after seeing someone's reaction to the situation. It's supposed to be practice. I see. Since you said I'm allowed to have a date, we're gonna have one with each other before we go out with someone else. Yo, that hurts my heart. Then we'll know what it's like.
Sounds good.
Makes sense to me. Okay, Cole, I'll give your dad a call and get everything squared away. Oh, my heart. She walked off to make the call. You turned to Cove, who offered you a nervous smile. I'm gonna go so I can talk to my parents when they're done with the call. Okay, see you tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. See you. I really hope you're being genuine about looking forward to it. And the rest of the afternoon passed by just like that. Back in your room, your mind was alight with visions of tomorrow night. This worry was something, but not nearly as exciting as going on your first date. See, my girl still says it's her first date. The Cove, it's a practice date. You were there that Cove had actually said yes, and that he was your genuine date. He was my genuine date to a party, but to him, it's just practice. You hugged your new suit chest, overawed by the thought the night couldn't come soon enough. The evening this warrior had arrived, the daylight hours having slipped away in blur. Up in your bedroom, you were getting ready for the big event. That was your intention, at least, but you hadn't settled on an outfit. Stationed in front of your wardrobe, you scanned over the clothing you had at your disposal. Though Ma had mentioned this event was a bit dressier than a normal get-together, you didn't necessarily have to comply. You looked for something formal, or casual. Formal! So it's a fancy party. You attempted to decide between the nicer pieces in your wardrobe, the ones that rarely had a chance to come out. You decided dress formally because you felt like you had to. You honestly like dressing up. You're dressing to impress. You ought to put things you own to use. You wanted to make Mom happy. No, I like dressing up. There was something magical about the sheen of an elegant fabric and the cut of formal wear, something that transformed everyone into a more sophisticated version of their normal self. To start, you decided to wear a dress. The one you picked was light and had sheen. The silken material seemed to glide through your fingers as you took it from the wardrobe. It was a perfect fit for a summer evening party. You began to get dressed, your fingers working stiff zips and awkward fastenings. It felt different against your skin, reminding you with every movement that you were dressed up. Whatever happened tonight, you were pleased that you'd gotten the opportunity to wear this. Now dressed, you gave yourself a final glance over before heading downstairs ready to head out. You found your moms already waiting in the living room. They were putting the finishing touches on their outfits. Mom strapping her heel into a stiletto shoe, and Mom trying to fasten a bracelet single-handed. Oh my god! Look at our parents! Wow! Gorgeous! They looked up as you entered.
Oh,
Michiko, you look so nice, don't you think, Pam?
thanks.
Thanks for dressing up, Michiko. I hope the party will be prepared for your arrival. You look sharp. Mom was still struggling with the bracelet. You lent a hand, literally, by taking one side and holding it as she secured the clasp. Thanks, kiddo. Mom then glanced over at the clock on the wall, seeing where the hands were pointing. A frown creased her face. When's Cove going to be here? Do you know? He's getting here at 7. Soon, probably. I'm not sure. I'm picking up from his place. I'll go get him. I feel like he should be here. He's getting here at 7? When are we supposed to leave? I told him a time, didn't I? Imagine if I didn't. Oh, I didn't mean to say so properly. He's getting here at 7. Mom pursed her lips as she stared at the hands taken by the clock. Alright, if he's not here in 5, I'll give his house a call. Oh, Elizabeth, why are you always so mean looking? Elizabeth flittered down the stairs, her eyes narrowed. You're still here. Yes, but not for much longer, hopefully. Wait, I know you're excited, but we haven't even said goodbye, and I want to go over how things are going to play out. Elizabeth sighed as Mom began listing the rules, taking them off on her fingers. No ordering takeout or other deliveries. You can't have anyone else coming over. I feel like Elizabeth would sneak someone over, though. She nodded, resigned to her fate, listening to a set of rules she could predict without so much as a glance at a crystal ball. If anything happens, you can call us or go across the street to the Holdens. Keep the noise down. This house might be empty, but there are people all around the neighborhood. Usual house rules still apply. Don't do anything you wouldn't do if we were here. And we'll be back no later than 11:30. But we'll call if there are any issues, so don't tap the phone line all night. Right, all done. Can you go now? Mom strode over and swept Elizabeth up in a hug. Your sister let out a small noise, her eyes widening, as Emily looked much less like the smug teenager she acted like. You're such a big girl now, I still can't believe it. Elizabeth rolled her eyes. This wasn't the quick departure that she'd been hoping for. Any chance of it ending soon vanished as Mom joined in the hug. Neither can I. It feels like it was only yesterday that... Elizabeth groaned, trying to cut the reminiscing off without success. You laughed and stayed well clear of the lip pile. You felt sorry for your sister. You were glad you weren't the one getting the treatment and joined in the hug. I mean, there's a hug option. Mom and Ma held out their arms to you as you approached, welcoming you into the hug. Elizabeth whined, eager for this to come to an end already.
Jeez.
Can you all just go? Jeez. Your family disentangled from the hug in time to catch a doorbell ringing. Oh, the guest of honor is here. Has it been 5 minutes? She raced over to the door. As Mom predicted, Cove had arrived and he was ushered inside.
Nice.
Oh, does he? You look very nice, Cove. Oh, you're so handsome. Thanks. He looked around the room, searching for a way out of the conversation before his eyes met yours. Oh, look at his little eyebrow. It went up. His Cove pulled his face into a smile as you reciprocated the tension, and his face faded away. Hi, Michiko. Hi. Cove seemed to take your appearance in with a glance. He smiled. Oh my god.
It's nice. It's nice.
Sorry. You look good. I like the outfit. Thanks. His words took you by surprise. It wasn't often that Cove commented on your appearance, but you were happy to accept the compliment. You're looking good too. I wish I could say the same to you. Whoa, rude. Was it? What is that you're wearing? You look wonderful. I mean, if it said beautiful, I would be hands down. I mean, I'm still hands down saying you look wonderful. Oh, look at him. He's like so... Cole held his arms tight against his body, shielding himself from such an overt declaration of approval. Thank you. Now that Mom had finished reiterating the rules to Elizabeth, who then scurried off to the sanctuary of her room, she came over to greet Cove. Hi, Cove. Nice to have you along for the ride. Thank you for letting me come.
You're welcome.
It's no trouble. You're always welcome. I'm sure they were betting on it. Mom's eyebrows rose in twin lines of concern. Let's all remember that for the foreseeable future, we'll be neighbors who have to see each other every day.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Cove looked helplessly at Mom. Luckily, Ma came over and rescued him. Mom's a cautious sort, sweetie. You don't need to look so worried. Mom smiled reassuringly. She didn't intend to scare him. Ma laid a hand on her shoulder. We should get the... I guess Ma is like the dad, where like the dad's super protective. Protective, not productive. Protective and all that sorts. We should get to the car. There's nothing fashionable about being late. As you made to follow your mom's, Cove held out a hand. Pausing, you waited for an explanation. He wilted under the force of your attention, letting out a long sigh. Both my mom and dad insisted that, since it was kind of a date and kind of a fancy party, I need to give you something for inviting me. Your hand? Your hand in marriage. I'm kidding. The conclusion of the story caught you by surprise. You blinked, unsure if you'd slacked too much on your own preparations for tonight. You got me a present?
That's,
Not really. Just this. Cole reached behind himself to take something out of his back pocket. His hand returned to view with him holding a single small white poppy by the stem. That's so cute still. I will take it. I will take it and put it in my diary. He offered to you without meeting your gaze, finding the ritual too embarrassing to face head on. It's my favorite. This is nice. I don't like this flower. He said jokingly. I don't like this flower. He said honestly. Well, what was it again? A white poppy? Isn't that the things in our backyard? Right? Or no? Whatever. We're just gonna say it's our favorite. It's my favorite. Toad smiled in relief, and it seemed he was finally able to lighten up again. Really? Cool. I wasn't positive, though it was kind of obvious. You didn't need to do this, Cove. I'm sorry I didn't get you anything. Thank you, Cove. You left the conversation. You're so wonderful. I can go along with the wonderful situation. Sorry I didn't get you anything. I feel bad. But I also want to say that he's wonderful. You're so wonderful. Really, Michiko, you're the only one who would say that. What? Well, I guess because there's no other girls around you to fight. To fight me for you, so. Your parents would, and so would mine. Parents don't count for that, but thanks. Thank you. Then you accepted the flower from him. Cove straightened himself out in response. So we're gonna be late if we keep standing here. Right, we better hurry. Oh, it's so pretty here. You pulled up at the country club. The sun had sunk deep into the horizon, the last of its light sleepily warming the oncoming night. Your moms led the way to the space around the back where the event was being held. The place had been transformed through decoration with smart tablecloths? There's smart tablecloths? Or is that like just a term? And elegant ribbons contributing to the festive atmosphere. Musicians dressed in matching black and white were setting up their instruments and flicking through pages of sheet music. And as promised, there was a table covered in plates of carefully prepared food. Destination reached, your parents rounded on you and Cove. Things haven't kicked off yet, but don't let that stop you from enjoying
Have
yourselves.
fun.
We'll be around if you need us.
See you later.
Bye. Peace out. What am I supposed to do? What do I do here? Just sit down and talk? Or just like walk? I mean, I can walk around, right? Cove waved her moms off. Once they retreated a distance away, you found him watching expectantly. What now? I don't know. His voice was light, but from his wide eyes and their nervous glances, you could tell that he was feeling out of his depth. Sorry. We'll have to wait for some things to start, like the band, but there's stuff going on already. Cove perked up at that.
Really?
Oh, do you want to do any of those? Whatever they are. You introduced Code to people in your country club, you took a seat to relax, you checked the snacks at their freshman table. Your girl loves loves snacks. Let's grab a drink and then we can sit down, you know? We can go eat some food now, even if the music hasn't started yet. That's okay? It's not too soon? I wanted to get drinks. Yeah, I don't like these parties because of the free food! I knew you'd come just for the free food. Yep, I wonder what they have. No one will mind, really. He simply nodded. I'm just gonna nod. Okay, let's go. I just wanted drinks. I didn't want food yet, but I guess we're going. The two of you wandered over to the freshman table. With it being early in the night, it had been barely touched, and the plates were nearly as pristine as they'd left the kitchens. The offerings were all tiny and bite-sized, ready to pick up and sampled. It was immediately apparent that there was plenty to choose from. Just from the level of care with which it was presented, it was clear that this was fancy stuff. Cove stared at one plate, then another, confused.
Maybe?
I think I know some of this. I don't, gross. And only some of it is any good. This is good stuff. I guess some of it is good stuff. Some things do look nice, but I'm pretty sure they taste like nothing. And some of it is any good. And only some of it is any good. You examine the table like a detective at a crime scene. That one is so sour your tongue will shrivel up. That looks like chocolate, and it is, mostly. What else is it? Nasty. Cole's eyes were wide as you guided him through what was an offer. It made you feel sophisticated. Wait, okay, sure. His stance was familiar from all the times he'd seen him preparing for some sporting event. I'm gonna try it. He picked up a plate. Look at him! He picked up a plate and took one appetizer, then another, and another. Soon you realized he was taking one of every single time. He's out here judging me for eating early, and look what he's doing. You're taking everything? Uh-huh, why not? Sure, let's go for it. You joined him in sampling everything. You might be stuffed afterwards, but that was a problem for your future self. Right now, you're going to enjoy the feast to the full. Cove nibbled his way through everything. The cypress hat. The results of his endeavor were mixed. He was revolted by some of the things he tried, openly screwing up his face and rushing to find a drink to wash the taste away. Yet these bad experiences didn't stop him from plowing on, moving on to the next snack with an open mind. Oh, he's so... wow. There were some foods he was neutral about. Just to remember that he wasn't like this when he was a kid. But now that he's a bit more grown up, he's like trying everything. It's so great to see. Dismissing them with a shrug. But best of all were his reactions when he stumbled across something good. Oh my god, his face. Each time caught him surprised. His expression morphing from wary curiosity to skeptical interest before making way for astonished enjoyment. Regardless of how he felt about what he was currently eating, you could tell he was having a good time, just being free to eat whatever he laid his eyes on. You thought that was nice too. After going through a round of sampling, you continue munching on the refreshments while waiting for music. Let's move on to something else. You took a seat to relax, because you know our bellies are full now. We should pick out a table. Okay. You found a place to sit at the edge of the party area where it was quieter with fewer people bustling around. You pulled out a chair and sat down. Cove, already seated, was stretching. These clothes are kind of uncomfortable. He flexed an arm at the elbow, frowning, before twisting it back behind him. Yeah? My arms can't move the same as normal. Like, I'm gonna rip it if I do anything. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's the worst. I think it suits you. I I don't mind it. It I don't want to say it suits him, and then he's just forced to keep wearing that because obviously he doesn't feel good in it. I'm just gonna say I don't mind it. That's cool. I might not either if it didn't pull at me every 5 seconds. He toyed with one cuff of his shirt, wedging a finger between the fabric and his skin. Now that he has had a spot of your own, you stay chatting with Coat at the table. You moved on to something. No, let's just stay. I don't care about introducing him to the people. I don't know them very much. At no time at all, the sun set in full. The lights faded in, and the opening notes of the band's first song rang out. You and Cove stopped what you were doing, turning to contemplate the party that had been steadily unfurling while you were distracted. It was much busier now, both in terms of people and activity. The first steps were taken onto the dance floor. Some tentative, others eager, and even if the band hadn't been playing, the constant level of chatter would have ensured it wasn't a quiet night. With the party now in full swing, your options had increased. You went to see what your moms were up to, you watched the band perform, you asked Cove to dance. Oh, do you want to dance? So we'd like to dance maybe? Hey Cove, let's dance. Cove, can I have the pleasure of your company on the dance floor? Come on, it's time to dance. I'd like to dance with you, if it's okay. I feel like that would be me. Cove raised his eyebrows, surprised at your hesitant invitation. Even though it's dance party, he hadn't anticipated this outcome. He watched him shake off his shock and smile delicately. He's trying so much for us. I have to, don't I? It's a date. Just that he says it's a date, but I don't think he's seeing it as a date. Only if you want to. Still smiling, Cove carefully held out his hand to you. You hesitated for a moment, giving him opportunity to resign the offer, before accepting and heading out with him to the dance floor. You took your place to stand before each other, hands still entwined. Frowning, Cove assessed the situation, trying to puzzle it out like a math problem before putting his remaining free hand on your shoulder. You repositioned his hand to your waist? That's so fucking bold. You're happy with that? No, he's trying to be gentlemanly. Right? Or does he not? Yo, do I be bold? Do I be bold? Do I give him consent to put it on my waist? What if he just doesn't want that though? What if I'm forcing him? You know? I'm probably thinking way too much into this, to be honest. Let's reposition his hand to our waist and see his reaction. Gently, you took his hand from your shoulder, moved it lower down for the dance. Oh wait! Oh, he's probably waiting for consent. He smiled shyly at you, and his grip on your other hand tightened. Oh, he was just waiting for us to do it. He was too hesitant. Oh, you're so fucking cute. Cove towered over you. You'd long been aware of your height differences, but readying yourselves to dance had brought them to the forefront once more. Cove awkwardly glanced down at you from the corner of his eye, looking almost apologetic. The music had begun. You both moved, eagerly trying to catch up to it, but your feet took you in opposite directions. Bumbling the two, you shuffled from side to side, attempting to mirror each other's movement, but always winding up at odds. I can't. It was difficult. Cole was struggling just coordinating his own limbs to the rhythm, let alone matching your movements. When Cole's foot ghosted over yours, it was decided it'd be safest for everyone to if you simply sway to the tune. You rooted yourself to the floor, your torso gently moving to the sounds. Gratefully, Cole kept this movement small and subtle in the same way. Almost fine for a little while. You weren't going to win any dancing accolades with Cove, but it was pleasant to simply share the experience with him. Cove stepped out of sync within the music, knocking against you. You flinched back, nearly pulling you over in the process. You took a hand from him and held it up, halting proceedings so you could both get your bearings once more. You should have stuck to the hokey pokey. It's okay. Dancing's harder than I thought. I'm signing you up for dancing lessons. You probably took a break. Dancing's harder than I thought. Instead of feeling better over the mutual struggle, Cove looked off. Yeah. Then you took Cove's hand once more and gingerly resumed swaying to the music. Cove reluctantly followed suit, stepped small and apprehensive. He mumbled something quietly. This is a long song. You weren't sure how to take that, whether it meant that something was wrong or if Cove didn't really like dancing, or if he didn't like dancing with you specifically. Okay, that's sad. That last sentence hurt me. It made the last couple of minutes of the song uncomfortable as you weighed up what to do and what to say to Cove. When the musicians laid their instruments down, Cove dropped her hands as if they were burning him. Oh my god, I'm sad now. He trotted off to the dance floor as quickly as he could without breaking into an outright run. In truth, you'd bet even that was faster than most people here could manage. You had difficulty tailing him before he could get lost in the crowd. When you caught up, he said nothing. You tried to get him into doing something else, but eliciting anything from him was now impossible. You focused over Cove, wondering how he was finding the evening. He sighed. It was so quiet and unobtrusive that you wouldn't have caught it if you hadn't been watching him. His gaze was roaming with how far away his eyes seemed. Whatever he was searching for couldn't be found at this party. He turned to face you before you could say anything. I want to sit down. We can do that. Okay, it's Cove's turn to need comfort, because this is me at the movie theater. Cove began to move and instinctively followed him. I mean, I'm still hurt, but I'm sure it's not because of me. It's just he felt uncomfortable dancing because he didn't know how to do it. Hopefully, if it's my fault, then damn, I feel sad and guilty. Yet instead of taking a seat at one of the many free tables as he expected, Cove ignored them as he purposely strode out of the party area. Where are you going? Your call didn't seem to register with him as he continued forward out onto the greens of the golf course. You went after him, trying to watch out for the uneven ground underfoot. The clods of earth dislodging in games of golf were perfect for snatching unwary feet in the daylight. Up ahead, Cove didn't appear to have any difficulties traversing the uneven land. Oh, he looks upset. Oh no. Did I upset him? I'm always upsetting him at the very last. Damn DLC. I swear to God. I feel like if Tyler and I never dated, I would be friend-zoning myself without knowing so. He settled down on one of the little hills of the golf course. You joined him, still unsure over what was going on. Are you alright? And why are we here? What's wrong? Why'd you drag us out here? Look at us, breaking the rules. You didn't say anything? I want to ask what's wrong, but I also feel like I shouldn't. Let's just see what it does. Cove started as if he'd acted on instinct and your question had brought him around to reality again. Oh, he opened his eyes for us.
Sorry.
And it's okay. Wait, what? Sorry and it's okay? You can go back to the party. You didn't budge from your spot. From here, the party was just a glowing haze in the distance. You don't want to leave him behind. I'm not gonna leave you here, and I'm not going to drag you back if you don't want to. Oh, thanks. You see, I can comfort you too! Now that Cove was more at ease, you try to find out what had caused him to take flight in the first place. Did the party make you uncomfortable? It upset you that Cove had been unhappy attending an event with you, but logically you knew that the issue was likely the event rather than your company. Was it the dancing? His abrupt departure from that was another indicator that something had gone awry. No! Oh, then what? Oh, to me? He shook his head empathetically. It's not anything I did tonight. It's definitely not anything you did either. Oh, okay. You nodded, relieved to have your suspicions confirmed. Cove attempted to fill in the gaps of understanding. I don't want to think about going back into the party. I just feel ready to go home. To your home planet? Don't try running that far. You kept quiet. I'm sorry you're not having fun anymore. Should I get my mom's? Should I get my mom? I don't want to ruin their night. Cove sat there quietly, gazing. Wait, what's going on? I'm confused. Why did this escalate this far? What did I do? I mean, he said I didn't do anything, and I don't know what's the reasoning. Cove sat there quietly, gazing out into the shadowy hills and valleys of the golf course. A comfortably warm wind rustled between, tousling his hair. It was so far away from the hubbub of the party, you could even make out the quiet sound of crickets chirping. This is kind of like how we first met. Do you remember? Yeah, I do. But like, I knew why you ran away in that one. Of course I do. Your impression of Cove during those early days had been fond. It's so weird. That was a long time ago now. You thought back to the day when Cove first arrived in the neighborhood. He had run away from Mr. Holden, taking a solace in the hills behind your house. That had been late too, on a clear night like today. Looking at the sky, you wondered if the stars that were looking down were the same ones as then. Cove's face was brighter, though you could still see signs of the strain that had caused him to depart from the swarry. When he had first sat down, he had curled up like a pill bug, hunched over, knees pressed to his chest, and arms wrapped around them. He'd unwound as you had been talking, straightening up, his hands free to gesticulate. It was as though the two of you had been constructing your own little world away from everyone else, and he was beginning to perk up. The smile that had crept onto his face was quickly ushered away by a frown. I can't believe I'm on a date. Dude, is that the whole thing? You don't want to go on a date? We could just say it's a hangout. Like, he seems upset that we're on a date. It's just, like, what about it do you not like about it? And then we can just say it's a hangout. Alright, it's gonna hurt my feelings, but I care about you more than my feelings right now, so. Ko followed up on the statement before you could react. He spoke in a distinctly whispered tone, as though you were the only one in the world who he could share these words with. After I said I wanted to come, I wanted to take it back. Not because I really didn't want to, but because, I don't know. It seemed like a big deal. It made me feel bad somehow. I started feeling like I couldn't do it, even though I just wanted to do it. I guess it was sort of like having to give a presentation in front of the class, even though it was just me and you doing something like we always do. He charged on, his words streaming out. I still could do it because thinking about not being there and... Wait, what? I still could do it because thinking about not being there and you and what you might think if I did take it back made me feel way worse than whatever else I felt.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you feel worse, don't you? It's all my fault. Damn. I'm sorry, Michiko. I'm sorry I can't just deal with stuff like this and have to make everything so complicated. You don't need to apologize. You sound like hung your head. I'm sorry it made you feel bad. I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. You didn't have to come. You could have told me. Why would I smile at him? I think if he told me this, I would genuinely feel sad, because I would genuinely feel like it was my fault because I asked him. But again, Cove, you could have told me. After all of this, he had just been feeling bad. Why did he put Now I'm upset. Why did he put the both of you through this? Why can't he have said something sooner? Yo, this is where I fucked this relationship up. I wanted to come. I'm not wishing I'd stayed home or that this party never came up. It didn't sound like that. Yo, is this our first argument? Teenager argument? You wanted to take it back. Yo, I'm just But this would be if we were realistically speaking, this would instantly be my reaction, you know? Because I hate it when my friends, like, we make plans and shit, and then like the day of, they're like they just ghost. Most of the time they would just ghost, and I would be so upset. Like, why would you say we should hang out and then you don't show up? I get so mad. That's like my pet peeve. Don't do that to me, please. I swear to God. He moved his head to look straight on, eyes meeting yours.
No way.
Yeah, I did. But it's not because I hate parties or because I hate you. I never could. Wait, what the fuck are we... Wait, what? You wanted to take it back.
Way.
Okay. He did. It's just me. There's a lot of stuff I want to feel okay doing, and I just don't. I can't explain why. I don't even know why. The problem isn't that somebody's trying to include me. You're the one who doesn't have to keep doing things.
I'm sorry.
What? I'm like this. I always am. And then I make you feel bad. Nobody's gonna force you to keep trying. But if you do, then I'm gonna keep trying too. When there's something I want to do and I start to feel bad for some reason, I don't want to give up to that and run away. Especially if it's for you.
It's nice.
Because I'm happy when you think about me. When you want... I'm confused! My heart is confused! When you want me to be there. When I just do it and you're there. It all feels better in the end. I'm trying to process his words. Like, he wants to do something, but at the same time, he doesn't want to. Like, he doesn't feel like it's right for him to do it. Is that what he's telling me? But when I'm there, he feels it's okay. I'm confused.
Michiko.
Oh my god, please. Please do not say my name like that because I am so fucking confused right now. And you're smiling. So thanks for inviting me, Michiko. It's something really special. Cove, I think you're just as, like, mood swingy as my girl here. Thanks for coming and for telling me all that. You're welcome and special to me too. You're pretty lucky to have me. Okay, I'll think about what you told me. You nodded without another word. So I feel like he's telling me to not force him into things. I don't fucking know. I'm really confused. You have to tell me outright. And to him, he's telling me outright. But I'm still mad confused. Thanks for coming telling me that. You're special to me too. See, this is supposed to be a good night, and I'm just mad confused. I hope you guys are gonna explain to me in the comments what the fuck he just told me, because I am stupid. You then took... Oh, there's multiple! This is a two-stepper, or maybe three. You then took his hand, you then placed a hand on his shoulder, you then leaned against him, you then ruffled his hair. Then you turned your hands over in your lap nervously. Oh, can I lean against him? I feel like this is more impactful than touching his hand. Because, you know, I'm leaning on him. Like, he's my shoulder. He's my rock. It always made you feel secure to lean against Cove, having him support you in the most literal of senses. Cove stood up without warning, support gone. You threw out an arm to catch yourself from... What the fuck? At that point, you didn't have much choice but to join him on your feet. What was that? Hey, give me a warning next time. What's up? I don't think I would say anything. I'll just be like so confused. I think I'll be super hurt because it's like he didn't like that. Dude, I swear to God, these last DLCs always fuck me up because I always feel like I'm choosing wrongly. Like somehow all of a sudden we're not happy together or whatever. I don't fucking know. You know what? Where's that second character that needs to be implemented for me to date? You tilted your head in an unspoken question. Ghost Mud awkwardly brushing some grass off the side of his pants.
Wanna dance with me?
Wait! Wait, what? You're confusing my heart. I'm going through like up and downs of a fucking roller coaster. You already danced with me. I didn't think you'd had a good time. It's a dance party, right? And I think he trolled off, brow furrowed, as if he was trying to figure out the answer himself. Nodding slowly, he continued. I think going and dance with you again before it's over. Listen here, Cove, you're just giving me, I don't know. You're just not... I don't know how to feel. But the only words he had to explain gone. He just held up his hand to you. His expression was soft. No thanks. No thanks. You nodded quietly, you shook your head. I want to dance with you too. I'm just nodding my head quietly. Then you reached for his hand and took it in yours. You returned hand in hand with the party, reaching the end of a long evening. Dancing couples had been scarce. One pair among many were hard to notice, but now the space around you would act as a spotlight. Not that there were many left to watch you. He was still at ease, even buoyed by the dissipated crowd. This time there was a spring in his step as you walked onto the dance floor together. Cove kept hold of your hand you had given him back on the little hill. Remembering your earlier attempt at dancing, he placed his free hand on your waist all on his own. Though still with a touch of trepidation. Cove, you're making me confused. Like, at one moment I feel bad, but then, like, you do something like this to just remind me that it's okay. I don't know, I feel like my brain's gonna, like, feel like my emotions are getting swirled around. Cole hesitated while you waited for a sign. With the song in progress, before you stepped out to dance, there was no signal for the right moment to begin. The same thought occurred to Cove, who shrugged his shoulders while keeping form. Taking that as your starting point, you cautiously began to sway. Cove readily followed your example. You danced wordlessly, dimly aware of the music guiding you. You were more focused on Cove, whose attention was firmly fastened on you. Unlike before, when he had nervously looked down at his feet as if trying to keep them in check, his eyes were steady. He didn't even allow himself to be shaken when your knees knocked against each other and you both briefly fumbled your steps. Instead, he smirked. He wanted to take this dance in stride in more ways than one. I think he just needed a reset. I think he was just too flustered about the whole situation. And he wasn't his mind wasn't set to be here, to be okay being here. And after talking it out and expressing his feelings to us and then getting us to be okay about it, he felt that we cared and we're listening. He feels more confident now. That's all I'm assuming. I'm just assuming because I don't know. You're utterly at peace, safe and relaxed in his presence. The little slip up the whole evening early only served to underline how nothing could dent the foundation of your friendship. Alright, so we did have our first argument as friends. Teenage friends. All too soon the song reached its conclusion. You could have continued quite contentedly for some time more. You and Cove let go of each other. Their feet remained rooted to where they had been when the song finished. You heard your name called out, and that brought the dance truly to an end. You both spun to find Mom yelling for you and Cove. Beside her, Mom was shaking her head.
Sorry.
It's time to go home. Lonnie, I had to get hold of them somehow. What did you want me to do? Sneak up on them? Her chosen method was admittedly better than that. Excuse me. You still cringed at how unaware you'd been when she announced her arrival. Cove looked so embarrassed to be caught that you worried about him making another dash away from the party. Despite Cove's reaction to the scene with your moms, to you, it had been a perfect ending to the evening. You were so glad you got a chance to dance with Cove once more before the night was over. And it definitely was over now. You didn't need to say anything to Cove. The two of you marched wordlessly over to your parents, who were still bickering playfully. Standing shoulder to shoulder, your parents surveyed you and Cove. You wondered if they were checking that you were returning Mr. Holden's son in the same state as he had left the house.
So,
It was quite a night, huh, gang? Wasn't it? Wasn't it just? Did she say that? Yeah. Cove managed a subconscious smile. Yeah. Mom was smiling too, with an expression so soft it could have created a newborn chick.
Well,
And how was your very first date? It could have gone better. Please don't start on them already. It technically hasn't even ended yet. Good. Well, we'd better get ready ourselves to get back to Elizabeth. If we're lucky, the house might still be standing.
Pam.
Oh, shush. She swatted your mom playfully, laughing at the comment. What do you mean the date's over? It's not like he's gonna give us a kiss or anything. You cast one last look at the party. You saw people exchanging farewells and suppressing yawns. Most of the faces were happy ones, despite the weariness that was starting to creep in. Cole's head was angled away from you as you watched, wondering what he was looking at. He came around and met your gaze. It was strange, though it had only been a few hours of your life. You felt a little older as a result of attending the party. Yeah, we got in our first argument. We made it real fast. It was like a step away from the world of childhood, where dressing up is reversed almost exclusively as a form of play, towards something new that you hadn't yet grasped. Turning away from the final moments of the party, you shelved that thought for another time as your moms eagerly led the way back to the car. As you and Cove tailed after them, you felt childlike once more. Damn. Dude, oh my god. Wait, this is the longest. This is the longest DLC. It's almost a fucking hour. Jesus. That DLC alone had me so fucking confused. I felt like I was in step 1 again, where we were just it was I don't know, apparently we weren't getting along. I don't fucking know. But step 3 is currently the last step for now. Step 4 is still being worked on. I don't know where the fuck our relationship is with Cove at this point. I was quite confused what his statement was. I didn't really understand it, but I can only assume that he doesn't like saying no to us. But when he does want to say no, he feels bad because it's us, which is bad. I don't want him doing that. I want him to have a brain of his own. Like, it's okay if he says no to us. Like, you could say no, Cope. I'll be hurt, but it's okay. You could say no. We could just hang out some other time. You didn't have to go with me. But eventually he got that out of his chest and he felt better. And then he's like, you know what? Let's make the best out of this night. So, I have no idea what the fuck is going on. But anywho, in the next episode, we're going to end off in step 3 for the week. So thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.